All right, so this is first problem. 80 meters in 7.5 seconds is how many miles per hour? So distance over time, remember that. I may give you the time first. You have to remember it's distance over time, 80 meters in 7.5 seconds. You could divide the 80 by 7.5 and then it would be some number over 1. So that's meters, and we want to go to miles per hour. I'm going to go to hours first. I'm going to change my time first. So that's 3,600 seconds is 1 hour. You could go 60 seconds, 1 minute, 60 minutes, 1 hour. It ends up being 3,600 seconds. That cancels. Boom, got that. 80 meters. You have to know that 0.6 miles is a kilometer. And I think that you had to know that a kilometer is 1,000 meters. So 1,000 meters is 0.6 miles. This is 1 kilometer, same thing. So that's going to give you 80 times 3,600 times 0.6 equals that, and we're going to divide that by parentheses 7.5 times 1,000 parentheses, and that's 23.04 miles per hour. And number 2, how many feet are covered in 2.5 seconds of driving? All right, so this is a problem here. You were changing a speed, that you were changing the units of speed to different units. Here in number 2, you are given time and asked to find a distance. You might be given distance and asked to find a time. But it's going to sort of be the same thing. You need a velocity that's going to go somewhere in the middle. So you were given a time, so we're going to start with time, 2.5 seconds over 1, just to remind you that it's in the numerator. A number or a measurement by itself is in the numerator. And my velocity or speed is 60 miles per hour, so I've got to change my seconds to hours. So that's 3,600 seconds is 1 hour. And now I can use my speed, 60 miles per hour, and then I want to know feet, and you have a conversion for feet. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Now you won't necessarily have the exact same questions, but it's all about your units. So your speed is going to go somewhere in the middle. And here I gave you a time and you had to find a distance. I might give you a distance and you have to find a time. If I gave you a distance, you would have to change the distance to the distance unit that's in the speed and then make your way to time somehow. So that's 2.5 times 60 times 5,280. That's going to be divided by 3,600, and that's 220 feet. Number 3, how many minutes are required to travel 750 miles? So here I give you a distance, and you're going to time. So I did give you this one here. So 750 miles. You've got distance to time. Somewhere in the middle you're going to have speed, and the speed that I gave you is in meters, so we have to change miles to meters, and we know that 0.6 miles is 1 kilometer or 1,000 meters, so 0.6 miles is 1,000 meters, and then I can use the speed that I gave you, 8 meters per second. And I want you to go to minutes. So 60 seconds is 1 minute. Trust your units, set your units up, cancel them out. They have to cancel, they have to cancel. So 750 times 1,000 is equal to that, and then we're going to divided by parentheses 0.6 times 8 times 60 close parentheses 2,604.2. That would actually be 43 hours. Long trip. All right, for an object attached to a 1.5 meter string is rotating at 4 revolutions per second. How fast is this in miles per hour? Okay, so you're gonna have to find the speed in meters per second and then change it to miles per hour. So the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r, so that's 6.28 times the radius. And the radius is in meters, so you need to make a note of that. And then that circumference is being traversed 4 times per second. So 4 times 1.5 is 6. 6 times 6.28 is 37.68. We're just going to call it 37.7 meters per second. Now this needs to be changed to miles per hour. And so you could go back to number 1 and you could just input 37 meters per second into there, and you would get and then remultiply and you would get your answer. You know, if you thought about it, all of this is going to be the standard way of changing meters per second to miles per hour. So if you did 3,600 times 0.6, and then you divided that by 1,000, that's a factor of 2.16. So basically, if you multiply your meters per second by 2.16, that'll give you miles per hour. So that was number 4. Number 5, slingshot, about how many revolutions per second are required for the projectile to be fired at, should be 70 miles per hour. So let's see, circumference is 2 pi r, and then times revolutions over time. That's going to be some form of distance over time. We want 70 miles per hour. Now the radius is in meters, so the 70 miles per hour has to be changed to meters per second. So that's 0.6 miles is 1,000 meters, and then 1 hour is 3,600 seconds. So that's, check our units, meters per second. So that's going to be 70,000 divided by parentheses 0.6 times 3,600, and that's going to equal 32.4 meters per second. Now somehow I've got to get all this stuff here has to equal 32.4 meters per second. And the thing that I'm looking for is this. Okay? So I've got 2 pi, which is 6.28. 6.28, right? Yep. Times the radius, which is 2.5. Times the number of revolutions over 1 second has to equal 32.4 meters per second. I can kind of just get rid of that because it's the same number. So then it's just solving for revolutions. Multiply this times this, and then make sure you do the algebra, right? So 32.4 divided by 6.28 times 2.5 equals roughly 2-ish. And that's it.